Welcome back, baseball fans. Four Friends 1679. We're continuing with the Panini Sticker rip and building the 1988 Panini Sticker book. We're going to get right into it. You've probably seen the other videos, or maybe you haven't, but you should go and watch them. You should like and subscribe. And let's see what we get here. Hoping to get duplicates. I've got a handful of Hall of Famers, not many, but a few now. Hoping to get some duplicates of those. What do we got? Baltimore Orioles starting off. Sid Fernandez, pretty sure I got him. This looks like an All-Star or Cy Young Award winner, maybe. Highlight, Steve Bedrosian. Nick Esaski, Red Sox picked him up a couple years later. We got one good year out of him, let him go to the Braves, and then his career ended because of vertigo. Bobby Witt, who I know I have, and it looks like one half of the Blue Jays scene. So let's open this up and let's put him in. So Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, the Orioles and the God. I happened to live in the Baltimore market. This would be Northern Virginia at the time when they won the World Series in '83. I had just moved there. We moved around a bit when I was a kid, and we just moved there, and they won the World Series. And so I was, oh no! Ah, that's terrible. Try that again. I just moved there, and the local team, the one that everyone's rooting for, wins the World Series. So I became a big fan of Cal Ripken from a very early age. And I mean, he's an easy guy to like, let's face it, Cal Ripken. And I was a bit of an Eddie Murray fan, too. I know Murray was one of those guys that you were glad to have him on your team, but nobody really, it seemed like nobody really liked him, which is unfortunate. 218, yeah, that goes there. That probably Willie Upshaw, looks like a first baseman. Let's see here. We'll see who it is when the scene is complete, assuming that I get the other half of this. So let's see here. All right, there we go. Willie Upshaw. Then we go to the Mets. I'll go to the Reds, Cincinnati Reds first. Oh, I skipped Texas. Nick Esaski. Nick Esaski's a guy that kind of got screwed because he played first base and a little bit of third. And in '86, Buddy Bell was having an excellent year at third. And Pete Rose, even though he'd already broken the record, was still starting himself. He was over the hill. He was hitting like 210. And he was still starting himself a lot that year. Okay, so I have Sid Fernandez. Put that over there. I'm closer to highlights than I am to Rangers, so let me just go to the end here. And he really could have benefited from the playing time, 440, and the development. Yeah, you want Steve Bedrosian, Cy Young Award winner. A lot of people, well, not so much now. Over the years, people have criticized Rose for sticking around to break the record like he did, because those last few years he was not good. From about '82 on, people said that he was hurting his team, and WAR backs that up. WAR analysis backs up that he really was hurting the team. Bobby Witt, I believe I have him. Yes, Bobby Witt. Okay, duplicate. And when you look at how good Esaski was, and unfortunately how short his career was, you realize that he could have developed. He could have been playing a lot earlier if Rose was not in his way and chasing the record. Texas Rangers team uniform, I'm on the team. This looks like a duplicate, got that one, so we'll put that up there. Dwayne Murphy, I know that's duplicate. Reardon, I know that's duplicate. Higuera and R.J. Reynolds, pretty sure I'm not getting anything out of this pack. I'm pretty sure that was a complete miss except for the foil sticker, which conveniently I'm on the page. All right. So team uniform, Texas Rangers. All right, Texas Rangers, and I guess I can check the others, but I'm pretty sure I got them. Oakland, Dwayne Murphy, yep, got him, all-time Oakland A. Minnesota Twin, Reardon, pretty sure I pulled him last time. Pittsburgh, R.J. Reynolds, yep. And finally, Milwaukee, Higuera. Yeah, so that was a complete miss. Not a single hit in that pack. And when you have like that many blank spots, that's really discouraging. But I mean, it's not like, I don't think the packs were opened or anything. I mean, why would anyone bother to reseal 88 Panini? I feel like that's the one other good thing about junk wax, is it's not worth counterfeiting. You don't have to have anything authenticated. You already know. Dodgers uniforms. I feel like I have that one. We'll see. That looks like Darrell Evans again. 4-1. I'm pretty sure I have that one. Lee Smith, Hall of Famer. I think I have him, but that's good. I'll keep that. Pat Tabler, Bobby Bonilla, and Ruben Sierra. I believe I have all of them. Again, I feel like that is a complete bust. So let's see. Cleveland Indians. Let's start back here with Pat Tabler. I'm pretty sure I got him. Yes, duplicate. Texas Rangers. Ruben Sierra. Texas Rangers. Ruben Sierra. Yep, duplicate. Chicago Cubs, Lee Smith. Now this one I won't mind. If it's a duplicate, he's a Hall of Famer. He will go in the binder. Lee Smith, Hall of Famer. We keep that one. We'll put that one with the Schmidt from earlier. Bonilla, Pirates. Pirates. Bobby Bonilla, yep. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. I remember saying that, so we got him. That's the other thing if I'm talking about, and I'm riffing on Darrell Evans, yep. Thought we had him. Oh, Tiger. I'll save that one for Jude. And then the Dodgers. Let's see here. Dodgers. At least in the past, when I have. Oh, see. All right, that was literally O for the pack. In the past, when I had an O for pack, I usually at least got the foil sticker. Nope, that was O for the whole pack, not one hit. That's what happens. That's what happens. All right, and this is part 3, by the way. And Orioles, see, this makes me nervous because I'm pretty sure I have this. I'm pretty sure I have the Orioles, and I just saw the next card, and I know I have it. So I think this is going to be another offer. Let's see. Orioles, got it. So I got that. That's another duplicate. Mike Greenwell, I know I have. George Brett, I know I have him, but Hall of Famer. I know I have Gary Ward, I know I have Candiotti, and I know I have Mosby. So a complete miss, but Hall of Famer George Brett, we'll keep that, put that in the Hall of Fame pile. I'm just going to really quickly go through Ward I've got. I know I have Greenwell. I seem to remember talking about his rookie year. Greenwell, yep. Candiotti, I remember talking about him being supposedly the ace of this team. It didn't work out that year, but he had some good years later. And then Mosby, yeah, pretty sure I have Mosby, but I'll look. I'll make sure. Mosby, yep. Okay. Yeah, these are going to get faster. If I don't have to peel them and stick them, then these are going to go very quick. That's discouraging, though. That's a couple of packs now that are just O for the pack. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. All right, what do we got? Let's see. Do I have hey, the Red Sox. So I'll keep that, even if and I think I do actually have them. If they're here, they're also in the end. I don't have to look. Yeah, I got them. So I'm going to keep that, though. Red Sox. I know Jose Canseco. All right, so let's do the rip. Jose Canseco, that's cool. I know I need him. Tom Herr. Jamie Moyer. Look at that young face on Jamie Moyer. We all remember him pitching well into the 2000s. I think I don't remember when he retired, but there you go, Jamie Moyer. Lance McCullers and Pete Incavilla. I believe that is an entire, I think that's nothing but hits. So what's the first one? Well, Toronto, Texas is close, so Pete Incavilla. Pete Incavilla, yes, need him. Good, that's a hit. So that's good. Okay, no, I think we got all hits in that one. Incavilla, Jesus, that guy. He was a guy. He's one of the guys like Rob Deere and others that people say, oh, if he played today, they'd think he was a superstar because he hit for power and he didn't really draw. He didn't really hit for average. And he struck out a lot, and I never struck out 200 times, but he struck out like 170, 180 times a season, and he was criticized for it. They said, oh, he'd be a superstar today, but he wouldn't because he didn't draw walks. And unlike Rob Deere was a pretty good fielder. Pete Incavilla, I don't recall him being particularly good. And then, of course, Jose Canseco with the ball off his head. I'll never forget that. Jamie Moyer. Let's see. Chicago Cubs. Moyer. Yeah, I like getting nothing but hits. That's good. Okay, Moyer. What you can't see is over here to my right is a big accumulating pile of sticker packs. And then the problem is when I need like 20 of these. Do I spend like the 40 bucks it's going to take to just get the ones I need, or do I keep buying packs, or do I just abandon it? I guess it depends on how well these videos go. I guess if you actually want to see me sit here and peel stickers and talk about 1980s baseball and see if I can finish this, make this video go, you know, get it some views, like, subscribe, you know, comment, all that stuff. Tell me to stop and I'll stop. Tom Herr, need that. Good, Tommy Herr. Tommy Herr. Okay, next pack. Here we go. I'm shaking it a little bit. I don't think that's going to help. It's not a packet of sugar. I don't think the cards are going to all go. The stickers are going to all go to one side. They're pretty sticky, especially that foil one. Okay. If I do see in there stuck. Ah. Hey, Boston Red Sox. Pretty sure I have it, but whatever. Hey, Jack Morris, Hall of Fame Tiger. Andre Dawson, Hall of Fame Cub. I think I need him. George Bell. Pretty sure I got him. McGuire, rookie home run record. And Eddie Murray, Hall of Fame duplicate. So I'll know I'll be keeping that. So let's start in the end. First things last, Mark McGuire, card 438, rookie home run record. So yes, he did steroids, but anybody who thinks he was a small guy or whatever back in the day, he hit 49 home runs as a rookie. So don't tell me that he needed steroids to hit home runs. Guy was a monster even back then. I've seen some deceptively proportioned pictures of him standing next to, like, I think Bill Murray was a recent one. They're like, oh, look how much bigger Bill Murray is. And I will see that and raise you the picture from this year, from '87, of Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, and their designated hitter that year in his final year of his career, Reggie Jackson. And Reggie Jackson was not a small man by any stretch. And yet, both McGuire and Canseco just dwarf him. George Bell I do have, so put that over here. So, no, McGuire was not like puny and then he got big. Don't give me that. I remember him. There we go, Jack Morris. And like I said, I think I said earlier, maybe in the last video or early in this one, that it seemed like every morning I woke up to the sports report and it sounded like every single day. Mark McGuire hit a home run. Mark McGuire and George Bell. I don't know why I didn't hear about Dawson so much. I knew he was hitting a lot, but it seemed like I woke up every morning to the sound of Mark McGuire hitting another home run. Okay, so I got that, but it's Boston, so I'll keep it. Don't mind that. And I have Eddie Murray, but that means I have another Hall of Fame sticker for my Hall of Fame binder. Not going to bore y'all with me putting them in. Or I don't know, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Show off some of my baseball cards. You see, that's the background in the videos. You see all those black binders. Those are all baseball cards. I don't necessarily have anything that interesting. I got my share. I got my share. It's pretty hard to collect for as long as I have and not have anything to show for it. All right, New York Yankees. Oh, of course, I didn't show you the rip. So let's start with the Yankees duplicate. I already got that. Oh, got All-Stars. Looks like Willie Randolph and Wade Boggs. So that's cool. Kenny Williams, need him. Glenn Braggs, think I got him. Nolan Ryan again. And, hey, Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds. Okay, let's see. So I already know I got the Yankee one. That's not down there very good. So I got the Yankee one. We'll put that over here in the duplicate pile. Let's go all the way to the end to the all wait, no. All the way to the end to the... I haven't gotten any more of the postseason ones, if you've noticed. You got to get 4 of them to complete the Twins winning the World Series this year. So Nolan Ryan, Hall of Fame duplicate. Put that up here. Pittsburgh, Barry Bonds. Now, Barry Bonds was skinny. Barry Bonds, when he came up, it is funny. If you look at his 87 Topps card, his rookie, that is his pack rookie card. He was in the 86 Topps extended or Topps traded set. But if you look at his 87 Topps regular series rookie, it does not look like Barry Bonds. I joke that it looks like Willie McGee wearing a Pirates uniform because he was skinny when he came up. So he's a guy, yeah, it's pretty hard to say, you know, to downplay the effect that PEDs had on him. Glenn Braggs, I have. Oh, All-Stars. I got to go to the middle here, and I got to be really careful of my pennant because it has pulled out. Willie Randolph and Wade Boggs. There we go. All-time Yankee, Willie Randolph. All-time Red Sox, Wade Boggs. So I could use 2 more of those. One for my Red Sox binder and one for my Hall of Fame binder. And then Kenny Williams for the White Sox. Kenny Williams for the White Sox. And I need him right down there. When the teams start getting about halfway full like this, that's when I start getting nervous, because that's when you start getting, again, pack after pack of just nothing. Just no hits at all. All right, Ken Williams. There we go. All right, got 2 left after this. Let's see here. And I can tell at this point in the video it's shorter because I'm hitting more duplicates. All right. Let's see. I got card number 7. So that's, oh, I see Darryl Strawberry there. Ugh. Ah, those foil cards. Okay, Chicago White Sox uniform. Pretty sure I need that. Darryl Strawberry, pretty cool. Glenn Davis, I don't have a lot of Astros, so that's probably a need. Kevin Seitzer, 436. Probably 200 hits as a rookie. Oh, Eddie Murray, record breaker. Switch hit home runs in 2 consecutive games. And Terry Kennedy. So that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Let's go to the end, because I know I got a couple of highlights. So let's see. We got Eddie Murray, who is over here. Where is he? Oh, I already got him. So that means I got a Hall of Fame duplicate. I put that in my Hall of Fame book with Eddie Murray. Kevin Seitzer. God, we thought Seitzer was going to be awesome. He replaced George Brett at third base. George Brett moved to first in '87. And God, we all thought Seitzer was going to be the next coming, and didn't quite work out. Seitzer has one of the weirdest career trajectories, because excepting his very last season when he finally fell off a cliff, the first half of his season he just got worse and worse and worse every single year, and then about halfway through, like after he turned 30 or whatever, he just started improving again, and he had this resurgence, and he got better and better and better right up until his last season. His last season he fell off a cliff, but he had this weirdly V-shaped forgot what orientation the camera was at, trajectory to his career. But yeah, suffices to say he didn't pan out the way we expected it back in the junk wax era. Darryl Strawberry. All right, Houston. Oh, I went way too far. Houston, Glenn Davis. Yeah, I remembered I didn't have too many Houston guys. So Glenn Davis. Not 292. Glenn Davis, there we go. Glenn Davis. It's always hard doing like 1980s stuff when they're all portraits, because basically every guy by the late 80s had short hair and a mustache. Like the mullet wasn't in yet, the long hair was out, but every guy has a mustache. You couldn't tell me those two, I couldn't tell those two apart in a lineup. Montreal, yeah, poor Montreal. Montreal. Well, I do have Montreal, but that's Chicago. I don't know why I was talking about Montreal. Well, I thought that was the Expos. All right, Chicago. Let's stop talking Montreal. Cleveland. Chicago. Yay, both foil stickers for Chicago. Yeah, they don't have any foil stickers for players, just for teams and the World Series trophy and nonsense like that. There are no foil stickers for players. They didn't really do that back then. Not for a couple years. They did it soon after. Wait a minute. Oh, no, I don't have that one. Okay. Terry Kennedy. Yep, down here, Terry Kennedy. I got to tell you, if I do Cal Ripken, if I get a Cal Ripken, I'm going to be torn about putting him in the book rather than saving him. Cal Ripken is my favorite non-Red Sox player. Him and Kirby Puckett. Love those guys. Loved watching them play back in the day. Just two guys that you'll never hear me say a bad thing about. And I know Kirby Puckett, you can his life after baseball, but I kind of just view him as a tragic case. I can't really judge too harshly. Probably should, but I'm biased. Atlanta Braves, I'll get that one. Ooh, Red Sox. I feel like I have it, but that's the thing up. Well, we're one page away. Let's take a look. Yes, I got it. And I can't tell who that is. That might be Wade Boggs, but I'll put that up in my Red Sox book. Atlanta Braves, Harold Reynolds, All-Stars. That looks like Ozzie Smith and Eric Davis. I need that. Hey, Ricky. And Tom Hankey. I feel like I've seen his goofy mug before, but we'll see. Okay, so let's see. New York. New York. Pretty sure I do need Henderson. Yep, Ricky Henderson. Got that right there. Okay. I love Ricky Henderson because I love the flakes. And he is just such a fun guy, or was such a fun guy. Rest in peace, Ricky. I'm sure Ricky's resting in peace. Harold Reynolds. Yes, that Harold Reynolds. Tom Hankey, Toronto. Yep, can't forget that face. All-Stars. But yeah, Ricky Henderson was so... Oh, Atlanta. They're in alphabetical order, so I knew where Atlanta was going to go. Ricky Henderson was so amusing, and I just love hearing Ricky Henderson stories. And every player from that time period has one. He was a character, and he was not a lazy player. He was a very hard worker, and it's one of the reasons that was really crooked. Oh well, that was one of the reasons he was able to play so long, was that he kept himself in shape. He worked hard, and so. You know, I can spot him a bit of mental lapses at times, especially when they didn't tend to occur on the field. They were usually in after the games. So there we go. Getting the All-Stars filled in a little bit. All right, last pack for this video. Come on, give me all hits. All hits. 5 hits and a sticker I need, or 5 hits and a foil I need. Let's see. Or if they're duplicates, make them Hall of Famers or Red Sox. So I want them and keep them. All right, we got Houston. That's a good sign. I need that. I know I need Houston. We got Tony Pena. Tony Pena, Floyd Bannister, Kevin Seitzer, Brooke Jacoby, and Kent Tekulve. I think Brooke Jacoby is the only duplicate in there. We did pull a Seitzer before, but it was the highlights Seitzer. So let's see. So the end, we can go right to the end and put Houston in there. This was when Houston was in the National League. If I had absolute power, I would put Milwaukee and Houston back where they belong, in the American League and the National League, respectively. I have no idea why they felt the need to put Houston in the American League instead of Milwaukee back in the American League. People said, oh, Bud Selig wanted his team in the National League. Why? What difference does it make? Who cares what league, especially once you had interleague play? What difference does it make what league your team is in? Pretty sure by the 2010s or whenever they moved them that nobody was still calling the American League the junior circuit. Or I mean, they called it that, but not for any reason. All right, Philadelphia Phillies, Kent Tekulve. Longtime Pirate. I can't remember if he was on the all-time Pirates, but Kent Tekulve. Good pitcher for a long time. Always funny when you can see them skinny beanpole type guys whiffing batters with their baffling junk. He had that sidearm submarine kind of delivery. St. Louis for Floyd Bannister, for Tony Pena. Good. Yeah, I thought everything in here was a hit except Brooke Jacoby. Yeah, Brooke Jacoby hitting 36 home runs was how we knew something was up in '87. So I know I've said that, so I know I've put Brooke Jacoby down here. Tony Pena, everything else is American League. Trying to be very careful going past the. So let's just skip. So Floyd Bannister, all-time Mariner. Remember that? He was the first. They have a lot of lefties that have led the league in strikeouts. Bannister was the first, and then Mark Langston a couple of times. And then it was a couple of years, but then a guy named Randy Johnson started dominating that category. So, but he's a White Sox at this point in his career. Brooke Jacoby I've got. Yep, Brooke Jacoby I've got. And Kevin Seitzer for Kansas City to finish out this video. So I'm going to put him there. thank everybody for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Check out the all-time team videos, because that's really what I do here. I don't do rips very often, though I might do more in the future. And I will do some other videos about baseball. Anyway, thanks for joining me again, and sorry about the glare. Kevin Seitzer. See you next time.